Hey guys, Rice here. This is gonna be the third diary for the Castle Molecule build. A lot of changes, and I just want to talk about it because I feel that most likely this is gonna be the character that I'm gonna play next league, and I just want to, I just want to test a couple things. And yeah, just keep in mind it's very, very, very unoptimized. I just basically slapped on a couple things just to do some basic testing. But I really like the idea, and it's really fun to play. So I thought I'm gonna show it off a little bit. But this video by no means is like a I don't know, a display of power or anything like that. I'm not trying to show off. I'm just trying to show the character. So essentially. Okay, let's start from the beginning. We switched to double prismatic eclipse with white sockets. I only have 5 of them right now. I don't have a sixth one because they're actually quite difficult to get. But this is an idea that I saw a while ago. It's essentially using Cyclone with just a lot of melee weapon range. I don't even have Master of the Arena, and the original creator of the build that I'm gonna link in the description also had an amulet. I don't remember the name of the amulet, but he also had an amulet that gives him +2 range. And yeah, essentially you just get insane AOE on your Cyclone, and it's an elemental build which suited us perfectly since it's pretty much the same build as it was before. This build is gonna get an insane buff with the new skill tree and with all the Templar changes, so I'm really looking forward to that, and that's mostly the reason why I chose to play this character in the next league. But yeah, we mostly use Elemental, which suited us perfectly. Leap Stun was good, however, the problem with Leap Stun was that these cast on melee kill builds do surprising amounts of damage, but they're not really, the problem was like, how do I keep this viable for group play? And luckily with this build, I mean, it's very much viable. All you have to do is get a Calling Strike, and then, yeah, you're pretty much set. So in the new skill tree, there's going to be a Mace Calling Strike passive that I'm going to invest into, and one of my weapons is going to be Prismatic Eclipse with hopefully 3 white sockets, and then the other weapon is going to be a Doriani's Catalyst, right? So we basically want to boost up the damage, grant ourselves some leech, and on top of it get the ability to actually do Calling Strike without having to use a gem. And yeah, that's the basic idea. It's going to be, of course, a hardcore build. Even though it's dual wield's getting a lot of things. I'm still working out a couple things because they moved Rivalry to a really weird spot. I was hoping to get that talent, but they moved it to a kind of a weird spot, so I have to work on the skill tree still. For now, I'm using a Mana Leech. This obviously won't get used in the regular build, but this character wasn't originally made to be played with Cyclone, so we just have to do it for now. And the other stuff is weapon elemental damage, as usual. Castle Melee Kill, non-quality one, which is kind of a big deal. Cyclone, 17% quality, not a big deal. Cyclone's levels actually mean a lot. I'm not leveling it because I borrowed this gem, so I'm not leveling it, but it is a huge freaking deal. It's a big deal because it's base damage, so as most of the other melee skills scale, physical damage is just base damage, so that's pretty awesome. Ice Nova and increased area of effect. So we continue to use Ice Nova. It's kind of laggy. I might change this in the future. I don't know. Maybe with Calling Strike, I'm gonna use Arc or something, because it gets laggy. That's really the biggest drawback of the build. But yeah, the other gear, no changes. And again, the Prismatic Eclipse, no like base damage or anything on this, just the range. But since we're not getting, as I said later on, we're only gonna be using one. But since I don't have the amulet and I don't have Master of the Arena, it's kind of difficult to display what exactly this build is capable of. But yeah, this won't be a very good like map to display what exactly the build can do, because it's the mobs just don't have a lot of life. But I've like carried 3-man groups and 4-man groups where the people would just stand in the back and I would just I just go around. The single target is pretty mediocre. I'm still using the 3-link double strike. You can definitely work out something better, put in a 4-link, yada yada yada. a lot of things again that need to be changed, but I just want to show you the basic idea of the build. Essentially, you Cyclone, stuff explodes, and it's actually surprisingly good. I mean, as I said, the original creator of this idea simply used Cyclone. We used custom melee kill because I felt like the build wasn't very group viable. It did damage, and it was definitely a great solo build, but the person mostly focused, he would get like Scion AOE nodes, and just you could see that he didn't focus very much on optimizing the build for mapping. He just focused on getting huge amounts of AOE, right? No COMK effect, which obviously is a big deal too. So it didn't feel, at least from my perspective, like he was actually trying to make like a map viable build or anything like that by any means. But it worked. I mean, it worked great, and I feel like this is just a great addition. Again, with Calling Strike completely group viable, and even without Calling Strike, it actually does a lot of damage. Oh, desync. But this is, yeah. You see that? That's the lag that I'm talking about. So that's kind of problematic. It actually this character is currently on standard because I sadly died. My resist aren't capped. Like as I said, this is just to display the basic idea behind the build and my thoughts on it. So sadly this character died, but even before that I had one very close call where I basically was lagging so much that I was seeing basically screenshots of my character dying, but I couldn't react. And obviously we can't have that. Obviously we have to do something about that. The Water Ice Nova definitely helps though. It's a lot less laggy, and overall the gameplay really does not lag that much. It's just sometimes, sometimes when you get those really big shrine packs or something, it gets pretty crazy. If the mobs are resistant, so many on-hit effects are just pretty traumatic for our computer. That was Reflect. Reflect is very much manageable. In the full build, I'll still be getting Vault Pact and, try and rely on a Aziri's Promise to just keep me alive. I've done some testing and it's actually good enough, which is surprising to me, especially with the Orianis. It's definitely good enough. But it's definitely enough to just keep you alive. I'm not really having issues, especially with Arumis. Obviously, Arumi is going to be quite difficult to get next league considering the block changes. But hey, some people have it from the race reward, and I'm one of those people. And also, I'm probably going to be farming at series, so there is a higher chance of Arumis dropping over there. So it should be quite simple for me to get one. And yeah, that's about it. Like I said, I'm going to be playing this build next league because it's actually really fun, and I might be playing solo for the most part. And this build is quite crazy solo. It works really, really, really great. As usual, I'm not gonna have any sort of guide for this just yet, but I will link the original creator of the Prismatic Eclipse thing in the description below if you want to get some more info on that. If you like this idea, maybe you don't want to play custom melee kill, maybe you just want to play straight up Cyclone Ellie. It's very, very fun, very, very viable. To my surprise, and I highly recommend it. But yeah, for now this is gonna be it. Again, this was just the carcass jack on a 5-lick essentially, because this really doesn't matter. We just have to use it for now. So pretty freaking great, And oh yeah, we have an Alpha Sow and level 18 gems, so a lot of improvements to be made. Alpha Sow is obviously really, really useful, although I'm not sure if I would use it in the full build. I like the cannot be frozen and all that, but it's a little bit iffy on the life. Ooh, did we find an upgrade? I think we did. Okay, but that's pretty much it. I'll try and keep you guys updated when it comes to this build. There's still 6 more days until the next league. So yeah, maybe we're gonna do some more theory crafting on this, but that's it for me. So thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the build, and hope to see you guys around. Thanks a lot. Bye.